Hey guys, this is Halvanis here, and this is Morgan Fleeman, and he is going to be showing you the call of the World Shaman chain quest. Now, we started off by witnessing the meeting of Thrall and the aspects, and as well as Malfurion Stormrage. And we start off right now with some dialogue between Agra and Thrall, and as they walk towards the aspects and Malfurion, we come to realize that there's going to be a ritual. Now, when the ritual is done, it's supposed to, fix the elements and stuff, and cause balance again. But it's going to be crashed by some agents of Ragnaros and Deathwing here in a little bit. As we're about to get this on the way, we're going to see. So let's take a look. Now, most aspects aren't known as being patient, so that's why when one of them starts talking, they say, "Oh, we must get the ritual going ahead now." There's no time for speeches and stuff. And right after that, we're going to find that this party is going to be crashed, and when it crashes, it's going to crash hard. Now, we see here that the Twilight's Hammer have now come in, but they're going to be not as much as useless as you would think. These masked people are actually druids of the flame. Druids that have merged themselves with essences of Ragnaros to make themselves bathed in the immortal flame. What happens here is they've come to say that Thrall is the only person that could restore the balance, in the reason why the ritual would be able to go on forth. But it's not really too complicated. What happens is he's split into 4 separate beings. Each one represents his soul. Earth is his entrapment in himself. Wind is his not his unwillingness, but more along his fearing. And fire is his rage, and water will be his be more along the lines of his desires. But as we see now, the Druids of the Flame have revealed themselves to Malfurion and the player as they go along. And not trying to sound like I'm being professional or anything, but it's not a professional thing that I'm doing, but it's more along the lines of informative, because there may not be people who've done this quest line, and may not be people who know a lot about the lore. After this, after this, Malfurion heads off to warn people of the coming Druids of the Flame. Now, the aspects are saying that basically with Thrall gone, there's no way to do the ritual. And since he's the world's greatest shaman, they've lost the world's greatest shaman, and he's probably gone forever. But Agra doesn't think so. Agra wants to get him back. So now this begins the epic quest line to go on the hunt for the fragments of Thrall's soul and to put him back together. You're going to start off the hunt for his soul in the wind domain, but you have to talk to the element that is there, and then elemental that's there, and he will teleport you off to the higher plane of the wind realm, and that's where you'll begin to slaughter elementals to free portions of that trapped soul. Not to mention you get to ride around in a hurricane, which, come on, you know, you get to ride around in a hurricane, that's awesome. And we're gonna head up on to in here past the Throne of the Four Winds, and there we have elementals of wind which can use lightning and stuff. We're not going to show too much about this. All you're going to see is that below here there is a meter. Every elemental you slay gives you a portion of that meter back. When that meter reaches its full length, that portion of Thrall's soul will be freed, and you will be able to continue on to the next adventure within this quest. Now, the way it's set up is kind of weird in this one. Unless you're a ranged class, you're not going to really, unless you're not a ranged class, you're not going to have too much problem. If you are not a ranged class, though, you are going to have some problems when you pull the elementals, because they are neutral to you. They're not attack on sight. They will be floating up in the air, and you usually have to wait till they circle back down around, or use anything you can use for range to get them down. I did this on my warrior. I had to use my gun constantly and my throw constantly, and it's kind of annoying, especially when there's horde that are not dealing with the quest line. They just stay there to camp you. I haven't had that problem much, except for on my warrior where I've gotten camped. Halfway through this, I got invited to a new guild. Hurricane was okay, but it wasn't what I wanted. It was big, but I like a closer, smaller group knit of friends. And I did join a couples guild that was recruiting people. Or I asked them to join because I didn't really like Hurricane that much. And we turn into the quest into Agra, and Agra is going to tell us that we have to head on to the Water Realm and down to the Abyssal Maw, or the Abyssal Depths. And we talk to the Water Elemental. After we talk to the Water Elemental, we're going to talk to Agra again, and she's going to give you the quest to start killing Water Elementals now, to free little portions of Thrall's soul. What we're going to notice here, though, if you pay attention to the cinematic, well, not the cinematic, but the kind of little cutscene-ish type thing, when you look in the middle of the pool, Thrall's dreams and what he wishes, his visions, are in the pool of water, and what he really wants, his desires, most of all, are to get Agra to be his wife, or his life mate, and to have children with her, and have his children grow up knowing their father, unlike him, because his father was killed shortly after his birth, and he never knew his father or his mother, really. All he knew about was the legend of them, like the stories that he was told by the elders and stuff while he was being made war chief of the Horde, while he was gaining control of the Horde. And we're not going to show too many killings of the elementals. It really gets boring after a while, unless you're doing it yourself and pressing the buttons. And you'll notice that I'm going to be, in a few of them, critting for around 20Ks and stuff like that. Like, you know, that might be low to some people, that might be high to some people. What that is a mix between what I'm usually doing. So this is actually a druid that is using gear that's all redesigned for tanking. Because my druid is a tank, but he is also a feral DPS, so feral DPS and feral tank. I do have separate specs because there are a few differences between them for maximizing DPS. Now, you saved Agra, and you've seen that the visions of Thrall, he wishes to have a family, and Agra says that she is going to take and complace to those desires. She's going to be his life mate, and when the whole thing ends, there's a nice little surprise at the end of it. Now, right here, he's trying to talk to the fragment of his soul, but the fragment of the soul is called back to the Earth realm, and that's when you get the quest to finish, and you start the other quest to go into Deep Home and go into the realm of Therazane, the mistress and Earth elemental lord of Deep Home. Also would be Ragnaros' sister. And we start the quest line to go ahead and be complicit to the quest and go free Thrall's soul. When you're traveling underground with Agra in the for the elemental traveling thing that they do, she tells you that your tenacity and your refusal to give up on somebody else other than yourself is leading her to believe that you're more like Thrall than you would like to think, or you could think, and that she remind her of him, and she's more along lines of comforted when she's around you without Thrall, because your desire and your passion is the exact same as his. And we're gonna head up along through the ridge and stuff. This is where you've done quests before to take out generals of the Twilight's army and get your final piece of the World Pillar, which I've done the quest twice, the quest line twice, and it was fun both times, especially with my warrior. My warrior crits a lot. The first time I did it was a prop pally. It took a little time, but you know I did go through with it. And I switched to red at the end of it because I was doing arenas and stuff. But yeah, that's another video. Now I do also realize that this is a long video, and I know that most people aren't going to watch the video. That's fine. Making the video for the people who want to watch it and the people who might not have seen the Call of the World Shaman questline so far. And what we're going to do now is start slaughtering elementals again, because you know it doesn't get boring after the first 2 times. Yeah, you just keep on slaying these elementals to free little fragments of the portion of the trap soul. So what you're essentially doing is each one you kill represents a small fragment of the soul, the piece of the soul that you're trying to collect and to reunite with. What that means is there's little small portions of it that to build up to an even greater portion. We'll use the World Pillar as an example. The World Pillar was 1 fragment, or no fragments in the middle, and you use 1 fragment, 2 fragment, and 3 fragment to create the middle of it, which will eventually grow new pieces of the World Pillar out and link the world Deep Home and Azeroth to each other. Meaning that there will be a way to travel back and forth henceforth while you're able to do it after you've completed the quest line in Deep Home, so you can go back and do your dailies. Now we're gonna slowly reach the end of the video, and just want to say, if you're doing this quest, whether you're Horde or Alliance, please don't be a douche. Don't be a douche and go kill people that are doing the quest line along with you. because it really does suck. It really does, because you have to start killing things all over again. And what that means is you're going to have to continuously do it over and over again until you get your final thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I've come up to the point where I was almost done. Everything was going fine. The final elemental was about to be killed, and then I got blasted by a mage. Blasted by a mage, and I had to kill everything all over again, including going to each one of these totems. Now, what I cut out here, the first of it was the passing in of the quest and stuff, because there's a little scripted event where you have to walk with Agra, and then she sets up the totems of guardians, the guardian totems. Don't have to worry about that too much. You just have to kill elementals near these totems when she tells you to. When you've killed them all, Thrall is combined back together, and you get the turn-in. You get to go back to Hyjal to turn in the quest, where you'll get your epic 365 back piece. Which, for each class, I know the tanking one. The tanking one is, at the moment, I think the best in slot in the game at the moment. So it's good if you're gearing up for tank. It's also good if you're gearing up for a boomkin DPS, a healer, a druid, any class can use the back piece. And you know, it's going to be one of those things that are gonna be the difference between you getting into a raid or not. If you don't have that back piece, you probably won't get into a raid. If you have one that you think would be better for it, or if it's better because you've more or less done enchants and stuff to it to make it better than that cape, that's fine, I guess. But it's a 365 piece, and that should boost your cure score up a little bit, or item level up a little bit. And now we have all 4 of the pieces, and they will combine together to create the mortal and flesh version of Thrall. And he says, I am alive. You pass in that quest, and then you move on to this quest where it says, hey, we're going to give you an epic back piece. Why not? Back pieces are awesome. And they took the DPS back piece and just reforged it for dodge, simply because I can DPS as well as tank, and both are fine. It doesn't matter, you can use all your DPS gear to tank. You just have to change the stats to dodge, basically, if you want to get more mitigation, because that's what all the druids are dependent on for tanks. And finally, you return to pass in your quest and receive your back piece, and where you see Thrall propose to Agra, or basically say that they will be life mates forever. So, you know, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe, comment, spread the video around if you like to see other people know about it. I'm not saying I'm not a good video maker or anything. I'm not a bad video maker. All I'm saying is that it's going to be a little bit while, because I am doing a new job, working at a call center where I deal with customer support, so I'm going to be stressed out from people yelling at me over the phone. But whatever, that is fine. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a very fun evening, day, weekend, time, whatever you want to do. Just be safe, and don't hurt yourself, guys. And if there's anything you'd like to see, send me a YouTube message, message me on anything that you can, and I will listen to your comments. So, thank you. Peace, guys. And the end of this quest line is just for RP purposes, but they say that they will stay committed to each other, and basically this is, since they're in the presence of the aspects, I guess it's technically a wedding. So, anyway, Say that for somebody you'll love. You know who you are. Peace.